The Reformed perspective on the call begins with the notion of a big God, big in wisdom, power, and love. And this big God is at the same time interested in the details of the world and our lives, what theologians call the sovereignty of God.
Now, when we say sovereignty of God, we're speaking of the power of God who is for us. We're speaking of the reality of God's kingdom that will come on earth, just as it is in heaven. We're speaking of God's will that will be done, no matter how distant that might seem here, east of Eden, no matter how strong the power of sin might be in our broken and fearful world.
Another Reformed perspective is that we are elected to serve as well as we are elected for salvation. I believe that I have been elected to serve through my voice. I love to sing. I loved to sing when I didn't do it well, and I think I do it well now. I've sung in the choir at my church for over 40 years, and I will always respond when someone asks me to sing.
H. Richard Niebuhr, one of the great theologians of the 20th century, talked about call in 4 components. The first is the call to be a Christian, which is a universal calling to follow and serve Jesus Christ. Second is the secret call, which is the private discerning of each person through prayer, dialogue, inner wrestling, and attention to unfolding events. Third is the providential call, which emerges from considering one's God-given gifts and abilities and how they are and are not suited to particular work. And fourth, the ecclesiastical call, which is the community's voice in the congregation, the search committee, the committee on preparation for ministry, the nominating committee, that confirms and sometimes corrects an individual's sense of call. Call, then, is our response, our grateful response to God's ongoing active work in the world for reconciliation. And through call, we're invited to participate in God's reconciling work in the world.
And so we, as ambassadors of Christ, are called to carry this message of reconciliation for the world's benefit and also for God's glory.